Today, we are going to dive into something truly life-changing. We're cracking open a classic, Dr. Joseph Murphy's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And trust me, this isn't just a book review. We're going to uncover some seriously practical techniques from this guide that could literally unlock the potential you might not even know you have.
But first, let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself. Do you ever just feel stuck? You know that feeling? Like there's this invisible wall between you and the life you really want, the health, the happiness, the success. Or maybe you find yourself stuck in the same old loop, repeating the same patterns over and over, no matter how hard you try to break free. It's frustrating, right?
Well, what if I told you the key to smashing through those barriers isn't something you have to go out and find? What if it's already inside you right now? That's the huge promise we're exploring today. We're going to uncover how to tap into this unbelievable force, a power that you can learn to command and use to literally reshape your entire reality. Sounds wild, I know, but stick with me.
All right, so let's get into the heart of it. The entire foundation of Dr. Murphy's work, the whole thing, it boils down to one absolutely crucial idea. You don't have just one mind. You actually have two. You've got your conscious mind and you've got your subconscious mind. And understanding how these two work together, well, that is the absolute first step to changing everything. And Dr. Murphy has this fantastic analogy to make it super clear. Imagine this. Your conscious mind is the captain of a giant ship. The captain stands on the bridge, looking out, making all the logical decisions, choosing the destination, and shouting out the orders. Now your subconscious mind, that's the entire ship. It's the massive engine room, the loyal crew, the whole shebang. And here's the kicker. The ship doesn't argue. The crew doesn't question the captain's orders. It just follows them, period. Why? Because the subconscious runs on emotion and memory, not logic. It's this all-powerful creative force that controls your body, your actions, and ultimately your reality. And this is the part you really need to get. This dynamic is everything. Your subconscious mind, that powerful ship, it doesn't reason, it doesn't debate. It's like a sponge. It's completely suggestible. It takes whatever your conscious mind, the captain, believes and accepts as true, and then it works 24/7 to make that belief your physical reality. It's like the most obedient servant you could ever imagine, and its only job is to follow orders. So think about what this means. This is where you see both the danger and the incredible opportunity. Every time you say something to yourself like, ugh, I can't afford that, or I'll never be able to do that, your conscious mind is giving a direct command to the engine room. Your subconscious hears that, accepts it as a hard fact, and then gets to work making sure you stay in a reality where you really can't afford it. You are literally programming your life with every single thought. I know, this might sound a little out there or abstract, so let's bring it down to earth. Let's look at some absolutely mind-blowing, true stories from the book. These are real-world examples that show just how insanely powerful this connection between your two minds actually is. So picture this. We're talking about Caruso, one of the greatest opera singers who ever lived. He's backstage, moments from performing, but he's completely paralyzed by stage fright. I mean, his throat is literally spasming, he's sweating buckets, and it's all because his conscious mind, what he called his little me, was just screaming at him, they're going to laugh at you, you can't sing. It was totally overwhelming the massive talent that was locked away in his subconscious, his big me. So what did he do? Did he give up? No way. He consciously took control of the captain's seat. Right there, backstage, he started giving new orders. He spoke to his subconscious, saying things like, my little me is trying to scare my big me, but it's not going to work. Big me is going to sing through me now. He just kept repeating it, calmly, with real feeling, basically overriding the fear program. And what happened? The engine room calmed down, the ship steadied itself, and he walked out on that stage and gave one of the most incredible performances of his life, all because he changed the orders. Okay, that's overcoming fear, but this power goes so much deeper. The next story is, honestly, it's pretty hard to believe, and it all starts with just one number, 400. Yeah, you heard that right. Back in the 1840s, we're talking way before modern anesthetics, a Scottish surgeon named Dr. James Dale performed over 400 major surgeries. We're talking serious operations, and he did it using only mental anesthesia. How on earth did he do that? He would use suggestion, basically hypnosis, to tell his patients' subconscious minds that they would feel zero pain and that no infection would set in. The results? Absolutely miraculous. His patients felt nothing during the surgery, and his post-op survival rates were unbelievably high for the time. It's just incredible. Okay, Let's bring this back to something maybe a little more relatable for all of us. There's the story in the book about a young student. She sees this gorgeous, expensive bag that she really wants for Christmas, but she can't afford it. And just as that thought started to form in her head, I can't afford that, she stopped. She remembered one of the key rules: never, ever finish a negative statement. So instead of focusing on lack, she flipped the script. She pictured the bag, claimed it as hers in her mind, and just kind of released it, letting her subconscious take over. And get this, that same night, her fiancé shows up and gives her the exact same bag as a gift. See, her conscious mind had no clue how she was going to get it. And that's the whole point. You don't have to figure out the how. Your subconscious has all the know-how. Your only job is to give it the target, the final picture, and then let it do its thing. Okay, so you've seen the proof, you've heard the stories. The big question is, how do you actually start using this stuff in your own life? Like right now, today. Well, the book is absolutely packed with techniques. But let's go over 2 really simple but super powerful methods you can start with immediately. First up is the technique that student with the bag used. It's all about catching those negative thoughts before they take root. So the second you catch yourself thinking something like, oh, I'll never be able to, or this is definitely going to fail, just stop. Don't even let the sentence finish in your head. Immediately flip it around and declare the positive opposite and say it with some feeling. What you're doing is literally canceling a bad order to your subconscious and replacing it with a good one. All right, technique number 2 is called the lullaby technique. This one is brilliant. See, your subconscious is most open to suggestion right as you're drifting off to sleep and right when you're waking up. It's like the gatekeeper. Your conscious mind is half asleep. So what you do is you take your goal, your desire, and you shrink it down to a short, simple phrase. Maybe it's health, success, or peace. And as you're lying in bed getting sleepy, you just repeat that word or phrase over and over like a lullaby. You really try to feel it. This helps stamp that idea right onto your subconscious when it's most ready to listen. Now, these 2 techniques are fantastic first steps. They really are. But honestly, they're just scratching the surface. This is just the doorway into a whole world of possibility. Dr. Murphy's book isn't really about just getting a bag or overcoming stage fright. It's about forming a lifelong partnership with this infinite intelligence inside you to create real, lasting success and happiness. Let's go back to that student for a second. Her biggest takeaway wasn't the bag itself. It was the realization she had afterwards. And this is the real core message of the book. She realized the source of everything she could ever want or need wasn't out there somewhere. It was in what she called the treasure house of eternity within me. And that treasure house, that's your subconscious mind. It's a wellspring of infinite wisdom, infinite power, and an infinite supply of everything you need. And that's why the techniques we've talked about are just a tiny peek into the whole system. The book itself is the complete manual. It's a step-by-step guide for working with your subconscious on everything. I'm talking specific methods for healing, for crushing fear, for building real wealth, and for creating amazing relationships. When you really master this connection, it changes how you see everything. You start living by a few simple but profound truths. First, the treasure house is always, always inside you. Second, you understand that your thoughts, when you add real feeling to them, become beliefs, and it's your beliefs that create your world. You realize that true success isn't just about money, it's about living with peace, joy, and harmony. And maybe most importantly, you learn that happiness isn't something that just happens to you. It's a habit. It's a choice you have to make every single day. And look, this is really not the kind of book you just read once and then stick on the shelf to collect dust. It's more like a workbook, a practical guide for your life. Every single chapter hands you new tools, new insights that you're meant to go out and practice. It is truly a key, designed to unlock the door to the life you were always meant to live, the one you've dreamed about but maybe never knew how to actually get to. The book lays out everything from the basics we've talked about to much more advanced techniques you can use for any situation imaginable. So if you're ready to stop just being a passenger on your ship and finally step up and be the captain, well, the complete instruction manual is waiting for you. We've put a link down in the description so you can grab your own copy and start unlocking this power for yourself. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with me and diving into this. I really hope it's given you a fresh and maybe even powerful new way to look at things. And if you got some value out of this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We're always breaking down more of the world's most powerful and life-changing ideas right here.